Today I'm going to show you how to make this houndstooth twist front headband. You'll need some category 4 worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. I used Paintbox Yarn's Simply Aran in their white and black colorways. But since black yarn has a hard time showing up on camera, I'm going to demonstrate today in teal and white. So pretend that the teal color is the black color. And really you can use any two contrasting colors that you'd like, but traditional houndstooth is black and white, right? So to begin this pattern, make a slip knot. Place it on your hook and chain 17 chains. This will make an adult women's-sized headband, and for additional sizes from newborn to large adult, I have a high-quality printable version of this pattern available for a small fee on my blog, and I'll have that link down below. The stitch we're going to use today in this pattern is called the Griddle Stitch, and when you alternate colors row by row, it becomes the Houndstooth stitch. So to perform the Griddle Stitch, you're going to first skip the first chain and make one single crochet into the next chain. Then make one double crochet into the next chain. And repeat. One single crochet, one double crochet. Repeat one single, one double, all the way to the end of your foundation chain. And your last stitch should be a double crochet. And now it's time to change colors. And whenever I change color after a double crochet, here's what I like to do. I undo the last loop that I pulled through, the last two loops on my hook, and instead pull through with color B. And now we fastened on color B and we're ready to do the next row in our new color. So the key to the houndstooth stitch is what am I gonna do when I get to the end of this row and I need to pick up color A again? My working yarn is on the wrong side. I need to somehow get my color A working yarn over to this side of my work without having to reattach every single time. And in order to do that, we're going to carry color A across our work as we go. And let me show you exactly how to do that. So we're going to chain one in our new color B in order to turn our work. What you're going to do is bring up color A and just kind of lay it on top of your stitches here. Now to continue in the griddle stitch, I'm going to make a single crochet into the first stitch of the next row in color B. See, I'm working underneath color A so that when I pull color B through my stitch, I've buried color A down underneath color B, and I can complete my single crochet, and it'll become even more apparent as I work. So let's go ahead and do the next double crochet into the next stitch. And again, I'll work underneath this color A strand that I've just sort of laid on top of my stitches. See, it's getting buried underneath that double crochet that I just worked. Continue alternating one single and one double into every stitch. And as you can see, I'm carrying color A all the way to the end with me so that I'll have it to work the next row. And it's invisible. You can't see that underneath all of these white stitches, I have a little extra strand of color A hanging out. So let's work all the way to the end and I'll show you how to pick up color A again. Now I'm working my last double crochet into the last stitch of this row, row 2. And as you can see, now I have both colors of my working yarn on this side. For your own sanity, you might want to make sure that these yarns aren't all twisted up. It's very easy for that to happen as you go. So at the end of every row, just kind of untwist your two colors. And just as I did before to fasten on color B, I'm going to undo that last loop of my double crochet stitch and instead pull up with color A through those last two loops of the last double crochet stitch. And just as before, we'll bring color B up to lay on top of the stitches so I can chain one, turn my work, and bury color B underneath the stitches that I'm working now for row 3. That's how you'll work every row of your pattern, working color A on the odd number rows and color B on the even number rows, and carry the color that you're not working with underneath the stitches as you work them across the row, alternating one single crochet and one double crochet for every stitch of the row until your piece measures 22 inches. And then I'll show you how to do the twist front closure. I ran out of teal yarn, so this is the little sample that I'm going to demonstrate the twist front on. I already cut my white yarn just to get it out of the way. We don't need it anymore. And I'm going to pull up a a long loop so I don't lose that last stitch. And what you want to do now is lay your piece out with the side you like the best facing up. I like this side the best, where the white yarn is on the wrong side, so it has these little bumps kind of. The other side looks like this. And I think this side looks more houndstoothy. So you lay your piece out with the side you like the best facing up, and then you'll bring your sides together to meet your last row and your foundation chain. Stagger the two sides so that the corner of one is in the center of the side. Then you're going to bring one corner around like a little sandwich and bring the other corner around as well. I'll show you that one more time. Right side facing up. Bring your edges to meet, stagger them halfway, sandwich, sandwich. And now what I want to do is bring that last loop through the other three sides that I now have sandwiched in here. So I'm going to insert my hook into this little corner, which is on one half of the foundation chain. Then I'm going to insert my hook into that last stitch of my last row. Then I'm going to insert my hook into the other side of the foundation chain. Grab this last stitch that I made really loose, tighten it up, and pull him through the other three stitches. Now I can chain one and turn, so I'm working right to left. And here's what you'll do to seam these four little edges together. What you have is a last row, foundation chain, last row, foundation chain, and you want to make sure you work into one stitch of each as you slip stitch across to seam them closed. So I'll work into one stitch of my last row, one stitch of my foundation chain, another stitch from my last row, and finally into one stitch of the foundation chain on the other side. Then you can yarn over and pull through all four stitches on your hook to slip stitch. This doesn't have to be super exact, but as long as you're working into one stitch of each of the four edges for every slip stitch, then your twist front should be very secure. But it absolutely does not have to be exact. In fact, this method of seaming two edges together is very forgiving. And once you've made it all the way to the other end, you can just chain one and fasten off and turn your work right side in. And you can double check to make sure that the twist is secure and you like how it looks. Otherwise, you could just unravel those slip stitches and do it again. I also employed this seaming technique in my knit look twist front headband, which you can find a link to in the upper right hand corner of this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and give the houndstooth stitch a try. If you want to get a beautiful printable PDF download version of this pattern, it's available for a small fee on my blog. I'll have all that information linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!